The next exercise is called Pelvic Clock, and this is a fantastic exercise for anybody. Anyone can do this, even if you're not feeling well or you have a back injury. You do always want to check with your doctor first if you have an injury. However, this is really great for lower back pain, tightness in the lower back. It's a fantastic exercise to get better at belly dance moves such as hip circles and ummies. And it's just a really great way to balance out all of the muscles in your pelvis and just balance your pelvis over your legs. So just a little background on it. You're going to imagine you have a clock. It can be small, it can be a little bit bigger, and that it's on the back of your pelvis, on your sacrum, which is not in your lower back, but actually on your pelvis. And I want you to use that image when we do this exercise. It should be completely pain-free. So if you're experiencing any pain, you want to make the movement smaller. It's also, you want to do this on a fairly hard surface. So you could do this on the floor, on a yoga mat, on a massage table. You do need feedback from the surface on what's happening in your pelvis, and that can be a little bit challenging on a softer surface. So enjoy. All right, so you start lying on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor, and you want to make sure that they're not too close to your butt or too far away. So kind of right in the middle of those two extremes. And we're going to start just gently tucking your pelvis, flattening your lower back onto the floor, and then going the other way and arching your back. And what you want to imagine is that you have a clock on the back of your pelvis. So it's a round clock, and it sits right in the back of your sacrum. And number 12 is towards your belly button, and number 6 is towards your pubic bone, and then 3 and 9 are on the sides. And so as we're rocking back and forth like this, you're just moving from 12 to 6 and back again. Now try to do this without using your butt. So it's a little tricky, but you want to just pull your belly towards the spine to flatten your back down, and then rock your pelvis the other direction. And you want to do this at least 4 times. You could do it up to 10. And then come back to center, resting the weight of the pelvis where the 2 hands of the clock would meet. So next we're going to go from 3 to 9. So you're gently going to make one side of the pelvis heavier, and you can decide where 3 and 9 is for you. And then make the other side heavier. And you're going to have pretty minimal leg movement here. You want to really think about using the sides of your belly to get that movement. So as I go towards the side that's closer to you guys, I'm using this side of my belly. And as I'm moving away from you, I'm using the other side. And then when you're doing this, you want to just note, is it easier or harder to get to one side or the other? Just notice how the weight shifts across the back of your pelvis and take note of any differences. And if one side is more challenging to get down, you're going to just come back to center and only press that side down. For me, the left side is harder. And I know this is a really subtle movement, so it's hard to see, so you might not see very much, but I'm just gently pressing this side of my hip down and coming back to center. So whichever side is more challenging for you, you're going to do just that side about 4 to 6 times. Okay, and then we're going to alternate again and notice if there's been a shift. Is it still harder on one side, or are they a little bit more balanced? Sometimes you overcorrect, so you might have to do the other side a little bit more. Okay, so then we're going to come back to center, and now we're going to go around the entire clock. So you want to hit every single number. We're going to go in both directions, and you're just going to start by gently pressing down number 12, so the top of the pelvis, the lower back is flat, and then you're going to circle around 1, 2, 3, and just keep going, and you want to hit all 12 numbers. And if there are any numbers that you tend to skip over that feel a little bit ratchety, just take note where those are as you go around one time. And if you did notice that there were some areas that were a little bit harder, you're going to go back and forth over those areas to smooth them out. So for me, it's kind of the lower quadrant on one side. So I'm just going to go back. It's 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, just a few times. You want to do it at least 4 times. And then just go around again and note, are there any other areas that feel a little bit out of sorts that just could use a little bit more help? So this quadrant also, I could do a little bit more work. And feel into your body, what muscles do you feel working when you do this? And just, you can even put your hands there and just notice how it moves around. We really want to get more in touch with the balance inside our pelvis and the muscles inside our pelvis. And then we're going to go ahead and go the other direction. And again, you want to use your legs very minimally. This is coming mostly from the belly, just rocking your pelvis around. You can take your hands there just to feel what's happening. And if there's any pain or any discomfort with this, you can make this clock really, really small. It can be the size of a wristwatch. And you could even, if that's painful, you could make it even smaller to the point where you're just imagining the movement. You will still get the benefit from it. And if this is all feeling good, try to make the clock really big so that there's really a lot of movement in the pelvis. I'm doing a really big one right now. And this is really good practice for your ummies or your hip circles and belly dance, as well as just for lower back relaxation and pelvic balancing. So just go back and forth in the different directions a few times. And then when everything feels nice and balanced, go ahead and relax.